Hey everybody, I'm glad you're here. I am going to be carving a wood spirit or two or three out of some pine and drilling some holes in the top to make a tea light candle holder. So thank you for being here. Hey Billy, hey Ray and Sandy, how you guys doing today? Ray, that was an awesome prize you gave for your 500 giveaway, and I emailed you back. I'm so excited to get that, so thank you very much. Turn my fan over here a little bit. Awesome, thank you guys for being here. And don't forget, once we get more people in the chat and more people watching, make sure you drop your guys' links so hopefully you can pick up a couple more subs. Can you hear me fine? So what my plans are for this is a smaller piece of pine. I believe it was Douglas fir that I took out of the property. And I'm going to carve a wood spirit into the face, and then up here on the top I'm going to drill a 1 3/4 inch hole to be able to set a tea light candle inside of it. Hey Grumpy. So it'll be a wood spirit candle holder. That's what I'm gonna try today. I'm pretty excited to give it a shot. I also want to start getting into making some backflows, but I gotta check up on that, on how to accomplish that. I know it's basically just drilling holes, but I don't know if there's angles needed involved or what. Yeah, you're going live with me tomorrow, Rusty. I just cleaned up the shop. I was gonna call you. Dang it. This was a last minute thing. We will live tomorrow. Noah, what burrs am I using? Right now I am using the Kutzall Extreme Burrs. And this is the Kutzall Flame Burr. Really nice burrs. I love them. I am an affiliate of Kutzall's. So if you're interested, the link is in the description. And you do get a 5% discount. Guys, I'll be right back. My wife just called me in the house for a second. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. She just got back from grocery shopping and needed a hand bringing in all the groceries. Got to make the wife happy. AJ, thank you for being here. All right, Professor Rusty, thank you for being here. And Rusty, we will go live tomorrow. Give you my word. So, once again, I'm going to be carving a Woodspirit with the Cutzel Burrs. This is the Extreme Flame Burr. And when I'm done, I will be drilling a 1 3/4 inch hole in the top to be able to set a tea light candle. And so, let's go. Once again, sorry about that. When the wife calls, you gotta go. So basically, I'm just getting some of the bark cleaned up now. And then I'm going to draw on where I want the forehead and the nose to go and build that in from there. And I know somebody had asked earlier what burrs I'm using. I am using the Cutzel Burrs. They're a made in America burr. They're actually made here in Michigan. And there is a link to a 5% discount if you're interested in looking into them. So now I'm just kind of measuring up with my fingers and checking out where center will be. The center looks roughly right about here. So now I'm going to use my pen, real fancy marking gauge. I'm going to use my pen from the top and figure a spot that's going to look about right. And now this is going to be the top of my nose, where my eyes are. And I got that trick from Matt Carves. Matt Carves is awesome. And now I'm going to mirror that down, and that's going to be the bottom of my nose. And I think for this piece that might be just a tad too long of a nose, so I'm going to shorten that up a little bit. Just about this much, maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. I try to just trace everything on so I get an idea of how it's going to look and how thick it's going to be. And that way I know where it's going to be at. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, hey Dad. Ray and Standy, did I see Rhinestone Suzanne's in there? Oh yeah, she is, hello. And now I'm going to the Cutzel taper burr. I'm going to cut in the nose. Something pretty exciting that's happened is I had a few Woodspirits in a local store, and they've asked me for Christmas time to make some Woodspirit candle holders, which is cool. I'm gonna try that. And then also they asked me to make some tarot card holders with a candle in them. So I started working on that today, but realized that I don't have a 1 3/4 inch portion of it. So I've got one ordered to be here tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. Those are going to be nice. I've got some leftover cherry from a project, so I'm going to end up using that. And then the store owner's plan is he's going to go through and burn designs on what I make, which is pretty cool. And if you guys can, hit that like and subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. And if you're a channel watching, make sure you put your channel link in so other people can try and subscribe to you if they like. So on these smaller pieces of wood, you can see this is a pretty small piece of wood. For the most part, I always use the flame burr to do a lot of the carving. But with this being such a small piece of wood, I'm going to do most of my carving with the paper burr here, which works out really nice. I may grab the flame burr to help take material away, to get the nose deeper and all that. The main cutting and purpose, I'm going to use the paper burr. And I'm pretty excited to see how these come out as candle holders. I think it's going to actually be pretty cool. Paper burr is just ripping through the pine, making it easy work. That's what I like about it. Hey there, the boss lady. How's everybody's Saturday going? Is it going pretty good so far? Bear, you are killing it, buddy. Seeing all the people buying your stuff, that's awesome. Hey, Heidi. And, hey, Bear, do me a favor. Tote, I'm trying to think of her name. Oh my goodness, you posted about her. Tote Phase Timber and Iron. Post her link, please. I'm looking up her name because I spoke with her today. Christine? Yeah, Christine. Put her link into chat so people can go sub to her, and let's get her over 1,000 subs. I did ask her today about coming on the show Thursday night, which I think she would make a fantastic chef, but she's not ready for that yet. So we're gonna be patient with her when she's ready. She's definitely gonna come on. But if somebody can share that link so we can get some people over there to give her some subs. She was too short of 1,000 when Bear posted it. Now let's get her over about it. She does some really cool carvings, some really cool chainsaw work. So yeah, if you guys could. Well, let's get her past it. The only thing about this pine wood is it's furry. I call it furry because it's got little hairs that come off of it when you're carving it, but they clean up nicely. There you go, Bear. Thank you. If you guys can, go subscribe to her. She does really good work. So if you guys saw the live the other night with Wowies, sorry about that. I do not know what happened to the audio. Seems like for most of the show it wasn't very good. So I'm gonna switch burrs here and go with the flame burr for a little bit to try and get this forehead down to match up with the nose and work on the cheeks. Thank you guys for being here, and don't forget, hit that like button. I would appreciate it. What I'm doing now is I'm bringing the cheeks down, the forehead down, because I want that nose to look like it's sticking out past everything. And as I get those brought down, I keep going deeper. As you can see, the nose is starting to form. It's got that natural slope back, which I want to slope into the forehead. And then I'll form these cheeks once I get it where I want it to be. For me, it's all about going deeper and trying to get depth out of everything. Now I'm going to switch back to the taper burr. It's one of my favorite burrs to use. And bring these ties in here. Hey Roy, how you doing? Bear, you might get a phone call one day and say, hey Bear, I'm in between Lancaster and Logan. Coming over. What's your address? Would be fun to do a meetup. Hey, two dudes. What I'm doing here is working on rounding this forehead off to push it back a little bit. My fan was off. I'm sitting here like, why is there so much stuff on the table? So I ended up buying myself the motor hanger for the flex shaft, which if you haven't bought one, great purchase. I actually really like it because I've got my motor hung on it, I have my air hose hung on it, and when I'm done, I can put my headphones on it, so I keep everything together and off the table. And so far, that's been an awesome purchase. Yeah, Amy Jo sent me the link for this stand, and it's been well worth it. Hey, Kevin. Bear, what time are you going live today? Are you going to go live today? Let's see. Kind of want to do something a little funky with this beard. You never know what's going to work, so I'm just going to go for it. Bring this out a little bit further. Hey Risky, how's it going? How can you share the live? Probably go to the YouTube link, or there's probably there's a link by the live where you may be able to share it. So what I'm switching to now is I'm going to switch to a bowl burr and try and cut this beard in, because I don't really want to take a lot of material out. So I'm going to try this. See how well it works. This is fine. It should work fairly well. Didn't work that bad. So if you guys haven't, hit that like button, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go back to the flame burr. Mike is making stuff. What up, yo? And remove some material away from the burr or the beard. Hey, Aiden. Yeah, Woodspirit. And what my plans are for it is, once I get the Woodspirit carved, I'm going to drill an 1 3/4 hole in here with a Forstner bit to set a tea candle in it. Awesome. Thank you, Risky. trying to hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. I never really had that goal, but the closer they get, it's like, you know what? That might be an attainable goal. So why not go for it? I'm excited for it. Well, I enjoy having you here, and there are a lot of good channels in this chat right now. So if you want to look to other carving channels, other channels to watch, hit up some of those channels, because everyone in here does amazing work. And if you guys want to put your channels, you know you're allowed to do it. Try and pick up a sub or two. Watching Matt carve and a few other Dremel carvers, a lot of them use these bowl burrs, basically, or these bowl cutters. The end is just shaped like a bowl. And so I bought some on their recommendations, and I'm telling you what, it's probably second best purchase I've made as far as cutters. Really enjoying them. Really enjoying them. And they make some pretty cool eyes if you are going to use them for that. I'm going to go with my old flame burr because I don't want to start taking off too much material here. So the cuts off flame burrs are awesome. As they get older and worn out, do not throw them away because you can still use them. They have purposes. They're an amazing investment. Right now, I'm using one that's pretty wore out, and it's not taking out as much material as a new flame burr, which I'm happy with. So, keep your burrs. Keep your burrs. Hey, Mr. Crypto. Oh, this is a blast. If you've never tried dremel carving, it is a blast. 100%. So I'm going to look for a beaver bulber because I like how the cheek is starting to form around this, and I want to keep that going. So the plan is, if you can't see it, so the beard and the mouth is going to be right here, and the cheek is coming down, and I like how that cheek is winding around here. So I'm going to try and use that to my advantage and keep that look going on both sides. Dropping everything. Cool. Now I'm going to take the cheeks and the sides down just a little bit more. This is a good Saturday afternoon. Thank you guys for being here. Aiden, I still have to get your email address, sir. So what I'm liking is when I use the bowl burr to cut the cheeks and the sides in, it gave enough separation from the beard slash mouth to where now I can round in these cheeks and give it some flow. So I like that. Well, risky if you try it. I mean, you're going to be addicted. It is a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. I know a lot of people who enjoy it. It's a good time, and once you get the hang of it, you know, the creativity is endless. My biggest suggestion is just do it. Just start. What's up, EW? Right here, I want to try and put a little bit of heat into this beard. Right here. Which that'll be cool. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Amy Jones here? Yes, it will start to appear the more you work with it. It takes a little bit of time. And it's very light wood, so let me bring this down a little bit. That might help. Still a lot of areas to work on, but it's a pretty small piece of wood. Just trying to bring the forehead down a little bit more to blend with the nose. Electric Whittler, those were some awesome spoons you made on the live with Amy Jo and I. So the whole thing is, I like to work the face around and keep working it deeper and deeper. And what I'm liking is the nose coming out, how it swopes into the nose and it's sticking out past everything else. Thank you, Aiden. Oh, EW. Thanks for the rain, Kevin. Bro, you know, I'm happy to help any way possible. So if I sent you some rain, that's cool. Did you finish, or did you do a video of that yet? Because I'd like to see it. That's right. He's hiding in there. You just got to dig him out. You did post a short yesterday? Then I will look for that. That's awesome. Woodworking 52, thank you. Thank you. So I'm pretty excited. I wasn't planning on carving today, or at least not much. I'm making some tarot card holders for the store. They asked me to make some that I have my Woodspirit selling in. The problem is I didn't realize, and I don't know where it's at, I lost my 1 3/4 inch Forstner bit. So I got the shop all cleaned up, got everything ready, start building, table saw, everything. Got the wood cut, got the slots cut in, marked everything up to where the candle holders were gonna go, and then quickly realized I have every other Forstner bit than a 1 3/4 inch Forstner bit. So yeah, I ended up overnighting them, or overnighting a couple. So tomorrow I will be doing some carving with Rusty, because I promised him this weekend I would carve with him. And then I will be getting those holders done to get up there for them to sell. The owner's pretty cool. She's going to burn designs onto them, which she does really nice work. She does not have a YouTube channel, but she does really nice work. And I've got some nice pieces of cherry picked out for her to burn on. So that would be pretty cool. One and 3/4 inch, Kevin. I have a ton of 1.5 inches. I don't know how I got so many. And 2 inches. I know I've got 2 inches because I used those when I was making the bourbon flight boards. But for some reason, 1 and 3/4 inch, I am lacking on. I don't know. When I measured it up, it looked a little not round enough, because I actually have some with them in there, and maybe I just need to do a test sample. But she said specifically 1 and 3/4, and when I used the 1.5 with, or when I held the 1.5 up to the couple I have made, it definitely looks smaller. Alright, I will try it. I will take a strap forward and try it. Yeah, Aiden, that's what this is going to be. Once I get the Woodspirit done and I decide which side Fastener bit I'm going to use, right on top here is going to be a tea light, hole for a tea light candle. And then I want to pick your brain about how to do some backflows, because you are the backflow master. Well, I may not get the final result today because we've already been about an hour and a half, and there's some more details that I do want to put into it. But I will be posting shorts and pictures and videos once it's completed. Let's see. Wire brush. But once I post completed, it'll be stained or burned or something. But you might be able to get a little bit better look here. Because I'm picky and I try to make it, I don't want to say picky, but I just have an idea of what I want it to look like, so I will continue to work on it until it's done, until I feel it's done. But some people, like, I mean, Amy Jo and other carvers, man, they can knock a Woodspirit out in about an hour. Found that out when I went against Amy Jo in a challenge, and we're sitting there and she busted out 2 Woodspirits in like an hour. And I was like, holy crap. Yeah, there's carvers on here that, you know, they can knock out a Woodspirit or two pretty quick. Me, I kind of take my time with it because I'm still learning, for one. And for two, as I'm carving it, I start seeing things in it. And really, I just get to a point where I have to stop. I have to stop, or else I'll never get one done. But once you get really good, you should be able to knock a Woodspirit out in an hour. Would you guys say that's about right? See, it's little stuff for me. Hey, depression, how's it going? So it's little stuff like for me. So like right here, where I cleaned the bark off, you know, there was a little curve here. So now I see that and I want to run this curve back because I think it looks cool. So I work on it. And once I get to a point, then I'll hit the eyes in. And I don't really do the eyes until somewhat last because I'm always taking it deeper to give it more definition. So as you can see, you know, the nose is sticking out quite well, which I'm happy with that. The beard is sticking out quite well, which I'm happy with that. Where the cheeks and everything come around here, I may take that down a little bit more on both sides. You know, this side might be okay, but this side I will probably end up bringing down a little bit more. And because I normally only go for about an hour, hour and a half, I almost never get one done. On a live. Plus I tend to talk a lot. And in a few minutes I will stop, take a break, talk with chat, and then I may work on it a little bit more later. So I'm not sure, but this part right here, because it's thicker, I don't know. I'm going to run this past you guys real quick. So I like how the beard's coming out, and I like how this side is thicker. Amy Jo taught you how to do the backflows? I thought she said she learned from you or Jordy. All right, well, I'll get it straight. One of you guys, I need some help. I might carve a moon in here. I'm thinking I need a moon. We'll see. I'm going to work on this a little bit more. I feel like there needs to be a moon. I made blood pretty well today, but not anything to worry about. Are you talking homemade blood? Because I can make some cool homemade blood. All right, Rob. Nice to meet you. Okay, well then, yeah, that'll happen. Be careful with that. Cool. Kind of why I like the Dremel carving, because yeah, I've cut myself with it, but the worst thing I've ever done was almost chop my boys off. But thankfully, it broke before it got any deeper. So I'm gonna take a break for a second. That's right, Aiden. As long as the blood didn't get on the carving, that's the most important part right there. Save the carving. So I'm gonna try and get these eyebrows in after I'm done taking a break for a second. So why don't you guys throw your channels in chat? Maybe you can pick up a couple subs. Let's see. What do I want to use for these eyebrows? Ooh. She's in there crooked. That's a little better. Alright, so I think the bowl bit's going to look good for this because it is such a small piece of wood. I just need to grab a bigger one. because that was too small. But I don't want to go crazy deep on it. I've never used them for this, so I'm just kind of feeling out the process. Yes, you do. Learn something new every day. Try to, at least. You know, I love the Cutzel Burrs. I do, but there's some burrs that, you know, sometimes they're just better to use for things like, I used to use the taper burr for the eyebrows, but it would always feel like it takes too much out. Now using this bowl burr gives a nice little taper in here. And I have to thank Matt Carves because he uses them quite a bit. And I watch a lot of his videos. So a lot of tips and tricks I get or I use from learning from his videos. And you gotta give credit where credit's due. Yeah, thank you, Aiden. If you guys can hit that like and button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Truly, truly appreciate it. So I'm going to try and get this forehead down a little bit for the eyebrows. I'm using the Cutzel flame burr on this because I like the taper on it, and I can get right into that corner to leave the eyebrow and then come back through around this portion. And then gently go over the eyebrow to start rounding it. And now, depending on how big you make your eyebrow, you want to go lightly because the burrs will yank off some wood and chip it. Sorry about that. And as you can tell, no, I could probably never get a Woodspirit done in under an hour because I take too much time on it. All right, Aiden, thanks. I will go back after this posts and get your email. Now I don't know how well you can see this, but through blending everything and going deeper, moving everything and taking it closer, now the nose slopes down into the forehead, in between the eyes, and that is the look I was wanting to get. It's the look you should have, but that's what I was going for. So now I'm happy with that. Cool. Okay. Now I'm going to use the flame bird just to round out these eyebrows a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm good with that today. I'm going to hang out and talk to you guys for a few minutes. And then I'll probably work on this later. I got to get in the house, start getting some stuff done in the house. All right, thank you, Aiden. I will get it. You know what? I'll get it. I'll go back on the live and read through the chat or go through the transcripts. Or when I end the live, I'll go through and take a picture of it. So I'm all right with this so far. When I come back, I'll have the beard cut in, do something with these eyes. I'm going to do something with the forehead. And I really think, I'm going to draw it out and figure it out. But I think I'm going to put a moon in here. All right, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. But I really think I'm going to add a moon right in here. That's what I'm thinking. And that's why it takes me so long to do a Woodspirit, because I start playing with it, seeing what I want to do, and go from there. But so far, I'm happy. The nose needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Thank you, Suzanne. My email is unfortunately an ungodly one. Let me get it for you real quick. Never thought about it when I was setting up YouTube and thinking about emailing people and having to give it out, but it's all right. Kevin, cool. I see it in my email, and here is my email. It's handmadewoodworking1@gmail.com. I will copy and paste it into chat. There you go. Awesome. Dumpy pants to land at toxicfumes.com. Oh my God, Electric Whittler. You're banned. You're banned. Dumpy pants to land at toxicfumes.com. I love that. I love that. And I'm going to go back. You know what? And I'm going to make I should make an email address of that. I really should. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. That's freaking awesome. All right. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to keep screwing with it until I mess it up. That was good. Oh my goodness. And obviously, 98% of you guys know what that's about, so I don't need to dwell in that horror anymore. It was a great night. It was a good night. I'm glad it's over. But still funny nonetheless. Still funny nonetheless. Yeah, so I can't wait to get this guy done. Oh no, that was perfect. That was perfect. So this is actually, no, you don't want too many nights like that. Oh my goodness. So this is the second one that I've done. This one I'm going to go through and end up sanding. I do not like the stain I put on it, so I'm going to do something. But this is the second one, or the first one that I made for this purpose. And he is also going to get a candle on it. So, yeah, that's it. I did not crap my pants. I have one more chunk that I'm going to cut or carve for a candle. And I've got two more, probably 7-foot long logs this size over there that I'm going to do. And these are going to go up in the store. And if they sell well, then I will do some more. Your mom was watching? Oh my goodness, and she heard it? Please tell me she laughed. Please tell me she laughed. Yeah, I don't like the stain on this, so I'm gonna recarve it or something to get that stain off because I just don't like it. He looks too cool, but that stain makes him look like he sucks. So what was your mom watching? Was she watching the live? But she didn't hear that? Well, thank goodness. If she didn't hear it, then I'm really happy. If she heard it, then I guess I've got to ask what her thoughts were. But yeah, if she didn't hear it, then good. Oh, you were joking. All right. Still, that would have been funny. And then all the depends jokes after that, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. All right, guys and girls, everybody, new people, everybody watching. You thought it was a sound effect? Bro. You know what? I think, how do I say this? I think I appreciate that because I had sound effects coming out of my butt. So, you know, thank you. That's kind of inspiring. Maybe I should start recording them more often. All right, but thank you guys. I'm going to head out. My phone's about dead, and I got to get some stuff done around the house. I appreciate you being here. That sound had some effects, Mr. Roy. You ain't joking. You ain't joking. But thank you guys for being here. I'm going to take off. Aiden, I'll send you an email. Kevin, thank you. Thank everybody for being here. And hope you have a good rest of the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to do some carving with Rusty because Rusty wants to do some carving. So he's never carved before. So I know Suzanne had sent him some Burrs. And we're going to try and do some carving on that. So if anybody wants to join us tomorrow carving with Rusty, let me know. And we'll get that going. You're welcome, Kevin. See, Aiden, thank you. Dude, there was something in my ear. I'm using headphones, so everything is really loud. And I heard an R2D2 sound, and it was over and over, and I kept hearing it, and I kept hearing it. And it just worked out to where it's like I was hearing it at that time, and at the same time trying to let one go, and, well, it echoed through the halls of R2D2, and it's trapped in his container. But, all right, guys, have a good day. I will talk to you all soon.